And Fahad and I actually kind of hit a wall with it. We picked it back up right before I was going to be making the record, and we hit a wall with it, and I actually didn't finish it. It wasn't done. It was the only song that I didn't sing live to. The track was cut live, but I didn't sing live with the band because I didn't have lyrics done, but we had the arrangement. We just guessed, basically, on the arrangement. And so then when the record was done, we went over to another friend of ours' house one day. Her name's Kristen Hall. And we just said, you know, do you have any, like, we're stuck, you know, basically. And then so we all finished it, and it was a good day. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites on the record in terms of just the production of it and the vibe. I really have been drawn to that one.
Well, Courtney, I love your voice.
Thank you so much, Mike.
And I love your taste in clothes.
Thank you.
And keep on finding those vintage prints, animal prints, unique animal prints, and finding cool stuff. And I wish you all luck in this album, Love and Forgiveness, on Tropicali Records. And you can find out more about Courtney Jaye at COURTNEYJAYE.com. That's JAYE.com. And let's listen to Say, Oh Say. Courtney, thanks for being on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you so much.
Say, oh say, that is Courtney Jaye. Find out more about her at COURTNEYJAYE.com. The new album that is on is called Love and Forgiveness on Tropicali Records. As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, if I could be such a great singer-songwriter as COURTNEY JAYE, or such a clever lyricist and singer and guitar player as Stephen Lynch, but yet I am not, as you have witnessed by my intro songs on this podcast over the past couple of years. Hey, we're almost at $500,000. Almost at 500 podcasts. Can you believe that? We're getting close. We're just 5 away. But the pictures of me performing, doing my singer-songwriter thing, which I do on the keyboard, and I have been doing at a lot of open mics lately, although the last 2 open mic experiences I had were horrible. Last Monday, I went to one at the Bistro on B Street in Hayward, and I waited and waited and waited to play. And it got to the point where I was like, screw this, I'm going home. It was terrible. To make an open mic work well, you have to have a rule where you put in, where you tell each person, okay, you're doing 1 song or 2 songs or 3 songs max. If you've got like more than 20 people on the list, you really got to keep it down to 3 songs. And they were letting people play 4 or 5 songs and playing these long jams, and it was ridiculous. So I just had enough, and I left. Then on Thursday, I went to another open mic, this one at High Street in Alabama. I'm in Alameda. I lived in Alabama, and now I live in Alameda County. It's bizarre. A guy named Larry puts that one on, and he does a great job. He does a good job keeping the rule, enforced. And he's really supportive. He's just the nicest guy. I got up there to do my song. My first song I did okay. The second one is a rather new song, which I have, and I mentioned this on an earlier podcast, called Castro Valley, and I forgot the chords and the lyrics to one of the verses, and I just got completely befuddled, and I just kind of jammed and wang it. Is that the expression? Is that the conjugation? And somehow got through it. It was frightening. And I don't know how I messed it up. I practiced it, and it just somehow you have a brain freeze when you're a less talented musician as I. But hey, you won't get better unless you keep playing, right? That's the rule. That's the stupid rule. So I'm going to keep playing open mics, maybe at one near you, and hopefully they have the stupid rule for keeping people to just a couple songs. So I'll at least be able to get up there and play. But there's a picture of me playing at mikesdailypodcast.com. Oh, and you can hear the song Castro Valley at mikesdailypodcast.com/songs. Mike, why don't you write a song about horses? I haven't thought of that yet. There's been so many songs about horses. Wild horses. Wildfire. Is it Wildfire? They call it Wildfire. That song makes me cry.
Does that song mention glue in it? Ow, ouch, ow, once again. That's my second coffee cup.
Mike, I really enjoy what you have done outside of the last place on Earth. Oh, boy.
Yes, Brewmaster, I have created a succulent grotto. I have taken, I used to have a lot of succulents planted in the ground, but I've decided to remove them out of the ground and put them in flower pots, in various different pots that I have. And I like it. Succulents in pots looks nice for some reason, and I arranged them in a way to make a nice grotto.
I think it looks stupid.
Well, to each his or her own.
Yeah, and I want my own asteroid. So, Obama, hurry up and get one for me.
Tomorrow we will bring you Actually, tomorrow there will be no podcast. In fact, there won't be any podcasts for about a week. I will be in Portland, Oregon till next weekend. So I should be back with a new podcast exactly 1 week from today. We'll bring you the segment Mike on Mobile, where we'll hear some of my on-location reports from Portlandia itself. We'll also hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley in a week.
I'd eat pop asteroids and drink some Coke and die.
Not a good idea. May I suggest, if you're in an asteroid state of mind, play the old video game Asteroids, where you're that little triangle flying through space, blowing up asteroids, and flying across the screen. But oh, wait a minute! You've wrapped around and come over. You're on the other side of the screen. What a miracle!
Mother
Brewmaster.
Sorry.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.